Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I am currently in the middle of doing laundry. There's a shock. You must think to yourself, Dark Sage, are you ever not doing laundry? And I would say yes, about 6 days out of the week I'm not doing laundry. But today is my day off, so I have plenty of time to get it done. And yeah, I don't know what else do you want me to say? It's laundry. You put stuff in the machine, you add some soap, you turn it on, and you walk away for about 45 minutes. You come back, do the same thing with the dryer, minus the soap, and add another 15 minutes, and boom, you have clean laundry. That's why I have time to record episodes while I'm doing laundry, because it's, with the exception of the time where you have to get up and actually go to the laundry room to get your stuff, it's kind of a do-nothing chore, and it's, it results in clean clothes that feel good to wear, so there's nothing wrong with that. So, let's go ahead and roll for our soundtrack choice. We got the classics. Alright, I would say I roll that a lot, but I mean, there's literally a 1/3 chance of anything coming up, so. Alright, so let's. So I've got a couple of ideas coming down the pipeline. Some of which are based on suggestions. Some of which are ideas that have been long since overdue to be used. I just haven't used them. For right now, I'm going to take something kind of generic. Pardon me. Like, I'm not even 100% sure what I'm going for, but it's one of those things where I'll know it when I see it. Like Wavefront. Hey, I know that when I see it. I haven't actually used Fire Yo-Yo in a while. Let's actually look over signature spells first. Yeah, actually, I'm okay with doing this kind of like fire and water build. This seems like it could be a lot of fun. Now, what do we do about our relic? I think we're going to do something different and take Roxel's Pendulum. Give ourselves a little bit of cooldown buffering. Here we go. And we've got ourselves a build. Who knows if it'll be any good, but we've got ourselves a build. Now, what I need to decide for myself is, am I going to turn this into a challenge run by taking only fire and water-based spells? That's right, I'm a crazy Izzet mage, where results are the most important thing. You know everything there is to know about everything. Here we go. Oops. I didn't mean to do that to Jade. Jade's a good soul. Come on. There we go. So we'll start at the place where things will be the most difficult and go from there. As per usual. Well, most difficult in terms of resistances. It's not Sierra Mist, but you know what? It's plenty good. Not complaining about strawberry lemonade, not even in the least. So let's do something that we all love to do. Let's talk games for a moment, because there's all sorts of stuff that's either coming out or is already out that's worth talking about right now. Unfortunately, not always in the most positive of light. Case in point, I'm well aware of Diablo Immortal. I'm also well aware that it is an immoral garbage fire. Oh, Darkseid, when will you learn? Games aren't about moral decisions or art. It's about making all the money! To which I fundamentally disagree. As being one of those weirdos that feels that video games can be art, looking at something like Diablo Immortal just fills me with sadness and a pain in my soul. Thunderdrop. Okay, well, I might have to break that rule about only fire and water-based spells. Though, to be fair, it wasn't even a strong rule, it was just something I was considering. So, I now have an answer about that, and I'm just gonna say no to that rule. Not if I'm getting good freebies. Go away. There we go. Yeah, I don't really have any set plan for this run. I'm just using things. I mean, you know I have to adopt Naya. There's just no getting around that. There is nothing else here I want. Now let's quickly go back here, see if there's anything here I want. Not really. Now there is still a theme I can go with. Now I'm going to grab this. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to keep Radiant Beat, but the theming is of course a sort of... See, I think is it Delta Force or Delta Storm? Basically, lightning, fire, water, or lightning, fire, ice. But since we have lightning, fire, ice, it's that one. Now, I'm hoping that one of you in the comments knows for sure which one it is, but I'm going to say it's Delta Storm. So there you go. That's the theme, Delta Storm. See, I had it planned out all along. You had no idea. I have now surprised you. Just like Blizzard surprised people with a third tier of loot box in Diablo Immortal. You knew I was going to come back to that, right? You should, if you didn't know, I mean, have you watched my channel long enough to even know what I'm capable of? I'm going to say probably not, because I'm not really that well known, so you probably don't know what I'm capable of. So, what's been making the rounds late? Oh, look at that. Alright, well, it's either going to be that or the luxury handbag, for sure. And in either case, I can wait until later to see if I find anything decent to add to the pot. Well, I'm seeing plenty of things here I can add to the pot. I'm also seeing something that I want just to have. Alright, but first, let's see if Iris has anything special. So here's what I mean by that. So Diablo Immortal is already becoming well known because of the way it reflavors its loot boxes. Basically, you have Elder Rifts. I want that. I want that. And those Elder Rifts can be modified through crests. And up until recently, we thought that there were two varieties of crest. That there were rare, which are kind of the garbage tier. Whatever, have 1,000 of these because you're not going to be using them before the end. So you're not going to be using them before the end. And then there's the legendary rifts, which are the ones that add modifiers to the Elder Rifts. Well, they all add modifiers to the Elder Rifts, let's be fair. But they're the ones that give you a fucking shower of treasure at the end. Which, yes, is just designed to hit that, dopamine part of your brain, so you go, that was beautiful, I want more of that! You know, as loot boxes are wont to do. And just because it's a loot box that you have to play through, doesn't mean that it's not a loot box, of course. So it's got all the usual trappings. It's essentially just a glorified pull of a slot machine crank. It's just that in order to finish pulling the lever on that slot machine, you have to kill a few demons. Alright, so before we grab the treasure chest, I done missed. You're funny, game. You're funny. Look at that. Wizard of Legend got jokes. Alright, so this I want just to keep. Then we can use that for the Mimic, use that for the Mimic, use that for the Mimic, and use that for the Mimic. Alright, so we're going to drop that. Naya, sit here for a minute. And there we go. That's beautiful. But it was recently discovered that there is a third tier of these crests that you use to modify the Elder Rifts, and those come in the form of eternal legendary crests. So what makes these so special and eternal? I mean, your guess is good, right? But I know what they do in game. And what they do in game is they differentiate themselves from the regular legendary crest by being something that you have first of all, the game ever so generously does make it so that you can get a few legendary crests without having to pay for them. You're like, no, it's not completely pay to win. We're going to give you like 3 of these a month. Aren't we generous? So, now moving on from that. Hopefully you guys speak fluent sarcasm and I don't have to understand. I don't have to explain that. I hate this room so much. Come on, go away already. And there's not a whole lot here that can be affected by any of this, so I guess we just keep going. But yeah, these eternal legendary rifts. Well, first of all, there is no bit of PR that mentioned anything about it. There's nothing in game that talks about them at all. It's just here's our nice little surprise to you. And as I had already alluded to, there's no way to earn these. These are, pay for only mechanics. And here's the difference that they make. So, you remember that beautiful auction house that popped up in Diablo 3 where everyone universally said, "Get this shit out of my game"? Well, the auction house is back in Diablo Immortal, because clearly they give no fucks. There's a part of me that wants to grab the Horned Halo, but I'm gonna go full offense. Which means we now need to hope that Iris is going to play nice and give us the upgrades to the Arcana that we so desperately deserve. Well, I can see her selling 2 of them. Ow. But I mean, that's good. That's all I've got to upgrade, so yeah. So, back to the auction house, which everyone hates. Give me that, give me that. Ultra combo! Oh! I am the horse-headed one. Fear me, nay. I'm sorry, I keep getting sidetracked like a good little ADD monkey. So obviously, both scenarios wind up with you getting legendary gems. It might not always be the ones that you want, but you do get them. Jesus Christ, stop! Ah, that's what I get for stepping into the room without thinking. Alright, so we desperately need a health potion, because I'm being a big old dumb butt. Oh, well hey, ask and ye shall receive. Alright. There's definitely stuff here that I want. Let's start with that, because I'm taking too much stupid damage. Oh my god, I hate elemental summoners so much. Alright, I've got to stop charging in without thinking. That's how I'm getting myself into trouble here. Alright, back to what I was actually saying now. I've got to stop getting sidetracked. So, the legendary gems that you get from the rare and the, regular old legendary crests are incapable of being sold at the auction house. On the other hand, the ones that you get from eternal legendary crests can for sure be sold. So even if you do want to engage with the game's economy, if you're not buying those eternal legendary crests, you can't. Which means people who are seeing what they can do strictly free to play, on top of the other caps that are present in the game to do with that, you are getting just so vastly screwed by the game, it's not even funny. Alright, everything has gone to hell in a handbasket. Alright, I'm pretty much screwed, but let's do our best here. Okay, we're still alive. I don't know how much longer that's gonna last, but we're still alive. Alright, well, no Curse Eaters watch for me, but that's okay. 455 damage. Now, some of you are probably thinking, okay, well, the game's economy is terrible. Why are you worried about that? Because it's just another limitation that they're putting on players to keep them from being able to fully engage with the game. Like, they honestly just have no desire for anything but paying players, and it's kind of sad. Which, honestly, if they wanted to monetize the hell out of this game, why didn't they just make it a traditional purchase? But no, that's not the whole point, and we all know why. Because as insidious as it is, they can get more money by hooking just a few quote-unquote whales than they can by serving a public that actually wants something with, merit and integrity and skill. They're like, nah, fuck that, let's just go whaling. And that is for sure what they did. And what's really telling is that they didn't even say anything in any press release or anything post-release about these like Elder Legendary crests, they have said absolute diddly dick about any of it. So it really comes off as something that they were trying to remain tight-lipped about, like, we don't know what you're talking about. Elder Legendary Crest? We know nothing about that. Want to buy some Legendary Crests? But they haven't... At this point, I can't think of a single aspect of the game that they didn't monetize. Which, once again, comes right back to me as the, well, why didn't you guys just create just make a traditional game instead of a free-to-play nightmare? But we all know why, because there's a cap on the spending once all the people who are interested in your game have purchased it. But when it's free to play and you can hook some people psychologically, I mean, it's to reach the maximum number of players. We just want as many people as possible to enjoy our game. Oh, why didn't you step in the fire? I mean, because you're a smart person that's trying not to die, but still, you could have stepped in the fire for my sake. Alright, I'm gonna grab that. For one, I look fun. I look fun now, like, you know, like an elf. Hold on, I just realized something. I've made a grave error and I need to fix it. There we go. Much better. Okay, fess up. How many of you there thought I made a real error? Come on, show of hands. But yeah, Diablo Immortal is absolutely disgusting. So let's talk about something that's a little bit less disgusting, because, yeah, talking about Diablo Immortal just makes me weep for the future. So let's talk about Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, something whose future is looking very, very bright. And also, yes, I'm gonna grab the Anchor Bird. Yes, I know I'm slower now. I don't care. Alright, so a good chunk of the roadmap has been revealed for Sunbreak, and oh my, it's looking like a lot of fun. And a lot of the new monsters that are going to be in the game are just fantastic. There's a monster from Monster Hunter Frontier that's actually going to be in the game, Espinas. I know nothing about Espinas other than the idea that it sounds like it comes from Spain. But that's the whole point. A monster from Monster Hunter Frontier is actually getting in the game, and people that weren't able to play Frontier will finally get to experience something from that game. And I am super hyped about that. I know the demo is out, but you know, it's one of those things where it's like, yes, of course I'm interested, but at the same time, I also kind of don't want to spoil the occasion for myself. Like, I kind of just want to wait for it to come out and then just have one big mind blow. And yes, this is the sort of danger that you face when you decide to take with you the retro floor plan, is that you can just get overwhelmed sometimes. I'm aware of that when I take it because I enjoy the greater challenge, which of course leads to greater rewards. Like, it's a very classic risk versus reward system, but because I have so much time spent in this game, it's one of those things that I don't mind doing because, one, it's like a well-meaning difficulty increase, and I get something out of it when I do it. And I actually have to play like a semi-smart person. So I'm very excited for all the new moves that we're gonna get to pull off. Like, I'm still gonna be a good Insect Glaive boy, but the tools that Insect Glaive looks like it's getting are gonna be a lot of fun. I'm hoping that there are going to be some interesting and significant buffs and nerfs to be had. Like, there are some things in the game that just kind of need a little bit of a reworking. Not like a full-on, like, this needs to be completely rebalanced, what have you done, you monsters. It's not that bad. But I think many of us who have been playing Rise can definitely agree with the idea that Longsword was very much overtooled. Whereas Lance and arguably Charge Blade were undertooled. So I'm very excited to see what they do with those two with those weapons. I'm looking forward to new stuff with the dual blades. I've already mentioned my beloved Insect Glaive. I am not dodging properly. Uh-oh. I think it's fair to say I'm just not playing well right now. That having been said, Shu is one of the game's hardest bosses, and it's real easy to be unprepared for some of his attacks. Alright, let's wait for Aqua Beam to be ready so I can sweep it. Well, it almost worked. Well, we definitely want this. Honestly, I think everything else is good. See? Elven Ears was a good idea, and the whole point of that comes back to, because I have this well-meaning difficulty increase, there's actually a point to taking relics that I wouldn't normally take. Oh, and one of the most interesting announcements that about Sunbreak that I saw is that Lucent Nargacuga from Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate is coming back. And for those of you that don't know, Lucent Nargacuga is, as the name would imply, a special subspecies of Nargacuga that very tellingly can go super stealth and actually become invisible and camouflage. Oof. Alright, I was just playing poorly there, so make of that what you will. But that doesn't diminish the excitement that I feel for Sunbreak. There's going to be even more coming out. It's going to be a lot like Iceborne, where they decide to just go nuts with what they throw in the game. So, hey, here's hoping that all 4 members of the Fated 4 are going to be in one game. Because we already have Mizutsune. I know Astalos is back. I thought I heard that Gammoth was back, but I might be wrong about that. Let's assume that I'm not wrong about that, in which case all we need is for Glavenus to make a reappearance, and all 4 members of the Fated 4 will have returned, alongside Valstrax, which is already in the game. Oh, it's just so good! So, that's, gaming edition of Wizard of Legend I Got My Ass Kicked edition, so if you liked what you saw, drop me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. Maybe even do that while I finish this strawberry lemonade. Refreshing. And I will catch you guys in the next episode. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you.